Hey, what's up? It's Brian Lambert here, and this is Orchestrate Sales, bringing you the best tips and tools for building your influence within the complex and ambiguous ecosystem you work within. And on this channel, we provide a lot of guidance and tips to help you elevate your impact, as well as strategy videos on how to build your influence through systems thinking and a focus on why before what or how. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. But hey, in this video, I'm asking a very important question. If you're in sales enablement and your role is to equip customer-facing team members, it's really important to ask yourself this question. And here it is. What are you selling? Let's get started with why that matters. So, what are you selling? If you're in enablement, have you asked yourself that question? What do I mean? What do I mean? Of course, we sell enablement. Well, you can think about it in a lot of different ways, and let's look at it how a company might look at it. If you think about it, a company can sell a product, and that product is usually tangible. It can be packaged, it can be shipped, it can be priced. And that product becomes something that people want, and they want to buy, they carry it, and they use it. So are you selling a product internally? What about a service? Do companies sell services? Absolutely, they sell services. Hospitality industry, transportation industry, those industries are very service driven. A lot of what people consume today is services. They get services from the dry cleaner. They get services from the automotive industry. There are a lot of services that people want to consume, and those services are helpful. An oil change service, for example. So what are you selling? Are you selling a service? What do I mean by that? Do I mean just customer service? No, I'm talking about an end-to-end service. Or are you selling something bigger than that? Perhaps a blend of products and services, but also something extra, like an experience. For example, a trip or an event that can be bundled and packaged in a way that creates memorable moments that last for a lifetime. Are you selling experiences? Let's talk about that. If we go back to products and think about products, these are important attributes. And making a decision about whether or not you sell products or not is really important. But how often are you thinking about this? For example, course materials. If you're in enablement, perhaps you're building course materials. Those can be tangible. We can see those on the screen. Or perhaps job aids or tools, or even a project that has a beginning and an end, and at the end of it, you say, here's my deliverable, and here's my product. What did you think? Did you like it? Did you use it? Did you download it? Do you have any feedback? Do you want more of that? We can come across in that way. We can push that product. And you can have a pitch about your product. Here's my product. Other people like the product. Other companies that I've been in have used this product. This course is download. And you can actually do a demo. You could show people what it looks like and say, here's my product. Do you want more of that? Well, who are these people? Well, salespeople and other customer-facing employees that you are serving. So are you selling products? Or are you selling something more? Well, what is that something more? Well, what about services? Remember, there are a lot of companies that provide services, but what is a service? What is a service? Well, if you think about it, it's way more than customer service. I'm friendly. I'm happy. Are you getting the customer service from me or not? Do I answer the phone? Do I answer my email? Do I answer when somebody asks me something? That's customer service. Sure, you might be providing customer service, but are you delivering a service? What do I mean by that? Well, let's take an airline industry. Let's just use that. Well, there's a lot of moving parts, moving people from one city to the next in the air. There's baggage handling services. There's ticketing services. There's the flight attendant services. There's the gate services. There are baggage handling services. There are pilots who fly. There's air traffic control services. All of these services come together with the goal of pursuing this outcome of moving people from one city to another city safely. So are you providing services internally? Whoa, 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 Brian, that's a lot. There's a lot of things outside of my control there. Well, this is interesting. What are you here for? What's your business? If this is enablement and you were thinking about providing something that people want to buy, do they want to buy a product from you or do they want to buy a service? Oftentimes they want the service, they just can't explain it. And that's why it's important to think about, what are you selling? Well, there's even a third level that's above and beyond. It has to do with bundling products and services together. That's experiences. Are you providing experiences internally? What does that mean? Experiences to who? Well, an experience it's a bundle of steps and process and information and people coming together in an environment that fosters a synergy and creates an impact in the environment. And that experience actually fundamentally changes how people think, or perhaps even creates some sort of other momentum that perhaps they never even thought about before. So if you think about an experience, it's oftentimes experiential. We can feel it. We have emotion around it. So are you creating experiences? Are you selling experiences? Do people want your experiences, or do they hate coming to your courses, for example, if you're an instructional designer building courses? What does it mean to create an experience? Well, an experience is a blend of perhaps a technology platform, or perhaps it's all the communications that take place, and it's the environment, the look, the feel, the music, or the atmosphere you create. It's the words you say, the visuals on the screen. It's all the senses at play, and that experience can change how people think. I once had somebody say, hey, remember when you did this with my company 20 years ago? When we did that experience and we took all that time and we spent that day together in that environment that you architected, it fundamentally changed our company because, and we still talk about it, because it impacted not only how we thought, but also how we moved forward. And it created this shared common experience that grounded us all together and brought us all together. So if you think about it, you can sell a product, you can sell services, or you can sell experiences. Now, services are important to think about. Many sales enablement leaders are moving into providing more and more services. And that means it impacts outside of their specific org chart and outside of their domain. They have to orchestrate. They have to work with other groups to bring all this together and bring it together for the simplified view of the salespeople or the internal customer that is consuming that service. And when you think about a service, there are many moving parts. Again, there's information, there's communication. What are you communicating to the person that's participating in the service? What information do they need? When do they need it? What's the touch points along the way? What are the actual technology components at play to create that service? How would you measure the impact of that service? How would you build content in a way that's not overwhelming? How would you make sure it's all integrated so that the service achieves an outcome? An example of this in sales enablement might be onboarding services. And if you think about onboarding and new hire training, you can say, hey, it's just a content thing and put it in the learning management system, or you can think of it as an onboarding service and all of the moving parts required. And when you think about that, you think about it from the customer's point of view, the new hire's point of view, and you have to think about things like what's happening from the HR perspective. When we start working in enablement, what's the touch point? What's the communication? What is that new hire experiencing through the service we provide? And how do we orchestrate that? So think about it. Are you selling products? Are you selling services? Or are you selling experiences? I'd love to know what you think. Put a comment below. I'd love to hear from you on this. And let's talk about what's the difference? What's more valuable to the people that you're supporting? And what, more importantly, what do executives want? What do they want from you? And I'd love to hear from you. So make sure you subscribe to the channel to get more videos as we explore sales enablement and orchestration and where that's going. I'd love to hear from you. I'll see you next time.